Hi everyone, this is Rajesh. Let's learn a little bit about the food. Not a little bit, actually, the most important nuggets of knowledge about food based on Bhagavad Gita. So, I remember the four key verses from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, shloka number 17, and chapter 17, shloka numbers 8, 9, and 10. So let's begin with the first knowledge which we get from the chapter 6, Dhyan Yoga, Yoga of Meditation from Bhagavad Gita, which says, Yuktahar Viharasya, Yukta Chestasya Karmasu, Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya, Yogo Bhavati Dukha. So this verse is telling that we want to be implementing our yoga, means we all want to connect to the divine so that we become blissful, we become peaceful, we get all opulences, the positive qualities, the virtues. That is not possible without doing the introspection within ourselves, without exploring the divinity. That is called yoga, when your individual consciousness unites with the universal consciousness, that is yoga. And what are the benefits of yoga? When you get connected with the divinity, it is like you have achieved everything. So, to achieve that everlasting peace and everlasting bliss, Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, shloka number 17, Yuktahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta sapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Arjun, you want to implement yoga. What is important is to regulate your eating, regulate your sleep, regulate your recreation, and regulate your efforts. So Sri Krishna is giving such a wonderful formula that you have to have the regulation. You cannot be eating too less, you cannot be eating too much. You cannot be sleeping too little, you cannot be sleeping too much. You cannot be only playing and not working. You cannot be only working and not playing. And you cannot have the only play or the only work. So, and the fourth, that you cannot be overworking and you cannot be working so little. So your efforts, that is your work, your sleep, your food, and your play, recreation, it should be optimum, it should be regulated. You know, there is a saying that वीणा की तार को इतना मत कसो कि तार टूट ही न जाए और इतना ढीला भी न छोड़ो कि तार से मधुर ध्वनि नहीं निकले. That means, don't tighten the string of your veena, the musical instrument, so tight that it snaps. And don't keep it so loose that there is no melody, there is no music when you pluck the strings. So you have to fine tune the strings. This was the teaching of Buddha. You know, when he heard this song from the village women who were carrying the pitchers on their head and fetching water, they were singing this song, and Buddha got so inspired by this song that this is the Buddhist philosophy, that regulate your life. That's what Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, that your sleep, your work, your recreation, your food must be regulated. So that's the first point about food. Don't undereat, don't overeat. Let's go into the chapter 17, shloka number 8, 9, 10. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rashya isnigdaha hridya ahara satvika priyaha. So Sri Krishna is talking about food in a very beautiful way. He is classifying food into three categories. Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Because the Prakriti, the nature that we live in, is also Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. So, we cannot wish it away. This is how the universe has been created, that there are these three gunas, these three qualities, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So what are Sattvic qualities? We all know the Sattvic qualities are the virtuous qualities, are the best qualities, are the most positive qualities, and the Rajasic qualities are based on passion. The Sattvic qualities is based on goodness, the Rajasic quality is based on passion, and the Tamasic quality is based on ignorance. So we all want to be in the Sattvic qualities, whether it's food, whether it's how we talk, this is whether it's how we behave, etc. So Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. So what is the category of Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic in food? The first shloka 17.8 says, which is what I just stated, Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukh Priti Vivardhanaha Rashya Snigdhaha Hridaya Ahara Sattvika Priyaha. So the Sattvic food, the best food to eat is Ayu Sattva Balarogya, the one which enhances your lifespan, your longevity, the one which gives you arogya, which gives you wellness, which eliminates disease, and it gives you a sense of happiness within. Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha. You get a peaceful and blissful feelings within your heart. That is what the Sattvic food does to you. So what is Sattvic food? Of course, it has to be living, natural, fresh, organic, etc., etc., wholesome, sweetish. We know what Sattvic food is. We can do a research and ourselves know. So the grains are the living elements of food. There is life in it. You pluck a fruit, there is life in it. Because if you put that grain in the soil, a sapling will come out. That means there was a life in it. Whereas you eat something which is processed in a factory, which is manufactured in a factory, which is what so much of packed food is in the market, that doesn't have the living elements, living forces. So that is one point. So we know what is Sattvic food and the results of the Sattvic food we know. Next, Sri Krishna says in chapter 17, shloka 9, Katva amla lavantyushna tikshna rukcha vidahinaha ahara rajasa sesta dukkha shoka maya pradaha. Now if you eat Rajasic food, which is based on your passion, you love food, you are a glutton, you are a foodie, you are omnivorous, you love food, and you are eating so much of fried food and so much of tasty food, sweets, so many sweets. So that tamasic food is too salty, too bitter, too sour, too pungent, burning, heavily processed, heavily cooked. Those types of food will give you illness. Dukkha shoka maya pradaha. It will give you sorrow, it will give you illness, it will give you causes to grieve. And then tamasic food. Yata yamam gatarasam puti paryusitam chayat uchistamapi chamedyam bhojanam tamasa priya. The tamasic food is the one which is consumed, stale, which is putrefied, which is decomposed, which is not worth offering to God. Such food, Sri Krishna says, is the tamasic, the worst. It is so surprising and beautifully realized when we read Bhagavad Gita that the Lord has gone into so much of details, and he says, Yata yamam, the food which you consume within 3 hours after you cook, that food has the prana in it. After that, the prana starts diminishing. So that food gives you health, gives you the real nutrition. So many beautiful nuggets about the food, that the food should be regulated. We should try consuming the sattvic food. We have this Formula 44 where we talk about one fistful of nuts, two helpings of fruits, three glasses of warm water, early morning water therapy, four helpings of grains, vegetables, salads, lentils, beans, pulses, etc. And we talk about the four types of exercises: 1 hour of meditation, 2 rounds of walking, 3 rounds of breathing techniques, and 4 rounds of sun salutation, Formula 44. And then we also introduce Formula 21, which is the 1 hour of meditation, how we practice by first focusing on the first 21 seconds, and then we go on to 21 minutes and 21 hours, etc. But today's topic is about the food. So these are the important parts. Do remember that when we eat food, the mastication is very important, how we chew the food, because the process of digestion starts from the mouth through the process of salivation. And then it enters our esophagus, the alimentary canal goes into his stomach, and how the food is processed. In fact, I remember the fifth shloka related to food. Sri Krishna is telling in 15th chapter, shloka number 14, Aham Vaishwa Naro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Prana Pan Samayuktaha Pachami Anyam Chaturvidham. Arjun, I am the fire of digestion, Vaishwanar, in your stomach, and I digest the 4 kinds of food that you eat by the proper mixing of the incoming and the outgoing air. So the food that we consume is processed in the stomach. There is the fire of digestion. The food turns into rasa, then rakta, then meda, then majja, then virya, then asthi, etc. All the elements of the body, the 8 dhatus are consumed, are made from the food that we eat. 1/3 of the food becomes our mind, 1/3 of the food is turning into the ones we described: the blood, the bones, the bone marrow, the semen, the skin, the muscles, etc. And 1/3 of the food is excreted. That's the importance of food. These 5 shlokas, if we can reflect upon and learn and practice, that is so wonderful. Let me express my gratitude to Swami Mukundanand to have explained Bhagavad Gita in such candid and beautiful way that a student like me is in a position to share these nuggets with my fellow colleagues, relatives, and friends. Hope you liked the learning from Bhagavad Gita about food. Thank you so much. See you soon.